Hi, this is Johnny. I'm a global artist ambassador for Phoenix 360, and I'm blessed to be joined today by the stand-up comedian, Manny Acosta. Hey, Manny, how are you?
I'm doing good, John. How about yourself, man?
Oh, doing great, man. Hey, listen, I would love to share with the people, if we can, Manny, some of the work you have up on your YouTube channel. So let's look at you live. And when we get back, I'm looking forward to learning your journey as an artist. Sound good?
Sounds good to me, man.
All right, Manny, let's tune in to Manny Acosta on his YouTube channel.
Hope everybody's having a good time. I know we got the bachelorette party over there. Very nice. 15 years.
Yes.
Is he by any chance Latino? That's what we do. We'll be with somebody for like 25 years.
You gotta break them in.
And then she'll be like, so what are we? Guess we're married. That's nice. That's nice. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. That's you still have time. You got a week to back out of it.
Not gonna happen now.
Huh? Just remember today, I told you so. All right? Go ahead and ask some other people how it's going. Who else is married around here? Put your hands together if you're married. Don't put your hands up. I can't see you. Okay. How long have you been married?
37.
37 years. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. 37 years. Marriage, how long?
Not even a year yet.
Not even a year yet. All right. Don't listen to that yet. Don't listen to that. And it's, with who? Who are you married? Right there? Nice. Very nice. And then you guys, how long? 14 years. Y'all ain't got nothing on 37? They're still good right here. They're still good right here. Anybody married here? 10 years? 45. They just called y'all 45 years. That's nice. That's nice. Back there, how long? 14. 38. 16. 11.
0.
There's a reason why. That tone you heard, that's why.
Hey, and we're back with Manny. Manny, that was great. You know what I mean? Appreciate the live comedy. Where did that take place? And I'd love to hear your story. Your how you became a comedian and how this all started.
Yeah, no, that clip was at Kenosha, Wisconsin. They have a comedy club up there that I frequent every once in a while, and it's been a long journey, man. It's something that's always kind of been in my blood since I was a kid. I've been, the class clown, and I've been doing like talent shows left and right, and everyone's kind of told me I was funny, and it just, comedy's always kind of been the escape for me. It's always been the go-to to find the silver linings about stuff, and it's always it's just been something that I've probably felt the most passionate about in my whole life.
That's fantastic, bud. And look, making people laugh is such a joy. You know what I mean? It's a gift for you, but it's also can be draining. It's tough to be that guy who's always the up guy. But so let me ask this question. As a comedian, were there other comedians that you watched that really kind of inspired you and said, I want to be like that, or I want to do that?
The first one that comes to mind, obviously, is Eddie Murphy. I saw him. I saw a lot of his specials growing up, or his two specials growing up, and just how smooth he was at 22, 24 years old, and his, even in his movies, Trading Places, Coming to America, like just how natural he was.
48 hours.
Yeah. Oh man, 100%. Yeah.
Right? Okay. Yeah.
And also John Leguizamo. John Leguizamo's one-man shows were really dope to see someone obviously of kind of my heritage and be on stage and tell the stories, because that's what I do when I go on stage. I tell stories. I like talking to the crowd and getting into their lives so they can kind of like be a little bit interactive.
You bet.
So that's always been my biggest thing, is to kind of have a whole storyline go from beginning to end, so that by the end of it the audience was like, yo, I really know this guy, and it was fun.
That's great. Hey, Manny, speaking of which, I mean, whenever you engage the audience, etc., I mean, sometimes you have a heckler or something that you have to deal with, you know what I mean, in the moment. What's that like? I almost imagine sometimes comedians handle this so well and kind of put that guy or that gal in their place in such a beautiful, natural way. But it's tough, I imagine, in that split second. Tell me about it.
It is definitely something that you can't let really take you out of your zone. There's different ways to go about it, man. You can't attack, because at one point then the audience is like, man, who's this jerk
Right.
just
Exactly. It's
talking
my
crap to
line,
this guy?
right?
And then
Yeah.
what you got to do is immediately kind of get the audience back on your side. And then if you do it in the right way, then the heckler kind of takes care of himself. He'll say something stupid, or she'll say something stupid, and then once the audience gets back on your side, they kind of tend to be quiet. And if you do it in a tasteful manner, then it makes it, that much more special in the moment, because people are just like, whoa, he just came off the top of his head with that. That's crazy.
You're right. And that's what's so amazing when it does happen, and I love it, actually. And I think comedians do it so well. And I'm sure you had those moments where it worked out great for you, and probably other times when you've been up when something falls flat. So it's so interesting. I think it takes so much courage to be a stand-up comedian. And I think it's an art form that is, it's a real blessing for everybody else, because comedy is so relatable. It's things that happen to us in everyday life that are so, that we laugh at ourselves sometimes. And then a comedian brings it to light, and it's like, oh, I get it. Yes, I agree. And that is such a joy, Manny. And so let me ask this question.
That's
What do you
the
have? Forgive me. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was gonna say that's kind of the art and the science to it, is making it so that no matter what walk of life is in front of you, they can relate, and they be like, I've either thought of that, I've been through it, or I understand where that person's coming from, or even if it's just sharing a different perspective on something that they wouldn't, another angle at something that they wouldn't have thought of before.
Right. And you know what else, Manny? I don't think people realize, as a comedic artist, you're also a writer. I mean, that's what you do, is you write and then you perform those creations. So there's kind of another aspect or dynamic that I think is really, amazing. So what's that like for you in writing? Do you ever, I don't know, get writer's block, or, what do you do to revitalize yourself?
Constantly, actually. Writing is one of the hardest things for me, just to sit down and try to find the funny and stuff. A lot of times, sitting down is probably like the worst thing that I can probably do to write. Like, I have to be doing something and then just let stuff just start flowing. And then once I start, I pick up my phone and I'll start typing stuff down, or sometimes it'll just flow out and I have a notebook and I'm just like writing and writing and writing and writing. And I'm just like, where did this come from? But it's crazy to kind of see a joke mature over the years. There's jokes that I've done for pretty much my whole career that have started off like 2 pages long, and now they're a paragraph, but they're that much more funny because I get to the funny faster. I cut out all the fat that people, the stuff that people need to know is there, and the stuff that kind of, makes it long and droning is out.
Right.
It's a pretty exhausting thing too, because when you get into a part where you think you have the joke well, and if you're off of stage for a month, getting back to the rhythm of saying that joke again, and remembering how and where to put the right notes, and it's you get rust pretty quick in this business if you're not doing it constantly.
Yeah, it's like a muscle that's always got to be trained and basically practiced and strengthened. So I feel that. And also the writing inspiration, you talk about, I got to be moving, you know what I mean? That motion is something that I think cultivates creative inspiration. Steven Spielberg, I think he drives the freeways of LA and during that period of time in that motion, he gets downloads, you know what I mean? So I think that is important to keep moving for us to have creative well springs of inspiration.
Yeah.
So let me ask this question now, Manny. What's cooking with the next thing you're working on, or what would you like to present or promote that we could probably anticipate is going to be on your social media channels?
Well, I actually recently just got hired by Carnival Cruise Lines, so I've been doing a lot of comedy on there. So that's kind of a rush now because I'm forced to write. I'm
Yeah.
forced to get more material because the same people are on the ship, and every show has to be pretty much new or different.
Yeah.
So what I'm looking for now is I actually have I'm headlining a club in Bolingbrook, Illinois, the first week of February. It's called CG's Comedy Club.
Cool.
And I will be doing hopefully a fresh new hour of jokes. And I'm gonna see if I can record that and make sure I chop it up and put it on YouTube to send it out and see what responses I get.
That's great. Like, we were just talking about, keeping moving. Your comedy you're doing right now, you're actually in motion on a boat as relate and, entertain these people, which I'm sure has awesome dynamics to it, and also challenging ones too, to be living with your audience.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, that makes you, helps you to hone your craft. So we're really going to appreciate having you up on Phoenix 360 with us, Manny, very soon. I want everyone to tune in to Manny Acosta's social media channels you can find below our interview today, and look for him coming up on Phoenix 360. Manny, thanks, man. I really appreciate you.
No, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
You bet. Happy holidays, buddy. Take good care.
Likewise.
Don't That's it. Santo Domingo in the house. We're so glad you're here. This show is for you, mi gente, with a lot of Chicago love. Welcome to the stage, the talented Manny Acosta. Que se oiga.
Should almost turn into a different show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I know what you're thinking. That's one good-looking guy on stage.